some reason, we are brainwashed to think if you're not a thug or an idiot, you're not black enough. If you go to school, make good grades, speak intelligent, and don't break the law, you're not a good black person. And it's a dirty, dark secret, Anthony. I heard Stephen A. talking about it. Listen, I hate to bring white people into our crap, but as a black person, we all go through it when you're successful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Barkley reacting to the reports that there has been some talk in the Seattle Seahawks locker room about quarterback Russell Wilson, that he's quote-unquote not black enough. Now, we heard that about RG3, who it was said was a Republican, wasn't quote-unquote down with the cause. I don't know if I don't remember, to be honest, if he had a white girlfriend or not, but that he wasn't black enough. And Barkley just exploded, said it's black people holding black people back, that anytime kids do good in school, read well, speak well, succeed, they're made fun of and they're tagged with being too white. We're rejoined by our panel right now, Niger Innis and David Swerdlick. Let me ask you, David, is this a legitimate problem in the black community?
Look, I think, one, Charles Barkley makes good TV, and I think there's a grain of truth to what he's talking about. That being said, for him to characterize this as a deep, dirty secret in the black community, I think, again, is overstating the case. I will, happy to use myself and my experiences as an example. I'm biracial. I grew up in a predominantly white community, and there have been a few instances in my life where people have made judgments about me based on my background. But do I think that this is the prevailing view or some, hidden strain throughout the black community? No, I don't. And so while I understand what Charles Barkley is saying, I think he's taking an unsubstantiated report from Mike Freeman, right? I'm not doubting the reporting, but there's no quotes from anybody saying Russell Wilson's not a real black man, at least not that I'm aware of. And he's kind of taking it a notch too far in terms of his analysis. It's not the problem that as he's describing it. It exists, but it's not as he's describing.
All right, Niger, I mean, this isn't the first time, like I said, RG3, and, we've heard reports of kids who do well in school. I'm sorry. Kids doing well in school being teased for being too white time after time.
There's no question about it, and I got to disagree with my brother David. There's not a grain of truth with Charles Barkley. It is a 10 pounds of truth coming from Charles Barkley. This has been a problem in the black community for many, many years, since the corruption of the civil rights movement by certain elements like the Black Panthers, and frankly, not just blacks, but white liberals have also made black criminality chic. There has been a cultural phenomenon. We can see it proliferating in hip-hop culture, in rap music, that makes the thug be more authentic black person than, frankly, David and myself.
All right, David.
Well, again, we can have a discussion about hip-hop culture, about black culture in general. And like we were talking about before the break, Steve, yes, there are some ingrained issues in the African-American community in terms of education, wealth, health outcomes. We do have issues that we are trying to address as a sort of collective African-American community. But to what I know of communities and neighborhoods and different, groups of folks that I have, personally know and have interacted with, more often than not, it's that kids who are doing something positive with their lives, whether it's in sports or in academics, they actually get kudos from their friends and from their family. Yeah, they might get teased in school. It does happen. There are people who are pressured into, or peer pressured into doing things that are, negative or counterproductive. And there are problems that exist. I don't want to wipe those away. But in the black community, there's a reservoir of pride, I think, and also encouragement for people who are doing productive things, for kids and younger people.
All right, Niger, I'm sorry, last word, 30 seconds, Niger.
Yeah, let me tell you how profound the problem is. The problem is so profound that a Harvard-educated president of the United States feels compelled to say that his BFF is an unrepentant drug dealer named Jay-Z, okay? And that is how profound the problem is. In order for him to show how in tune known he is with the community, he has to perpetuate this.
All right,
fraud.
Guy, I'd love to hear David's response, but we got to end it. I'm up against the break as always. Thank you both, David Swerdlick and Niger Innis. Real good discussion. Appreciate it. All right, folks, we'll be back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. That's what it's called right after this.